Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, friend?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Hey, everybody. Welcome. This is Jackie at Evolution Fitness and Wellness. And today I'm going to do just a quick couple of minutes with a good friend of mine who has been a coaching mentor of mine for a long time now, Dr. Evan Osar. Dr. Osar and I met at my very first functional aging summit in Arizona in 2016. Dude, it's been a while, huh?
Been a little while.
Yeah, yeah. So Dr. Osar is an internationally recognized presenter. He's an author. He is an expert in assessment and movement. He and his lovely wife, Janice, founded the Integrative Movement System. And we in Houston at Evolution Fitness and Wellness are so very lucky to have both of them in and out of our gym pretty frequently. Actually, been a little while for Dr. O, but he's going to be back, and I'm very excited to welcome him into our studio on Saturday, May 31st at 10:30. We're going to be talking about some important stuff, huh?
We are. It's crazy how long it's been since I've been to your studio to do something like this. So and this year is definitely very special. You guys see the sign behind me. Many of you have heard that yeah, this year has definitely put a challenge in my life, a good challenge, and I know God gives us challenges to help us grow and evolve, and this has been one for me. So I'm hoping to share some of that knowledge and expertise and help many of your clients who you help every single day with the work that you do at EFW.
Yeah, we're really trying to get the word out in the community because I think the topic that you're going to be talking about is so important for everybody, right? Whether you're 40 or 80. So let's delve into that a little bit. What do you have in store for us?
Well, if you guys have not heard, I was diagnosed with colorectal cancer a little bit more than a year ago. And, we think about longevity. This topic really is about longevity, even though we're going to take a little bit of a balance spin on it, balance walking, because again, the biggest determinant of our longevity is really how well we walk and how well we balance. When we lose our balance, when we lose our ability to walk, our longevity is going down and going down very, very quickly. And the quality of our life is going down at the same rate and probably even quicker than that. So when you think about things like cancer, me being, at the time I was 55 years of age, I was in great shape. People would come into, work at Lifetime here in Shenandoah and people would come in and say, I'm like, what are your goals? They're like, most guys would be like, I want to look like you. And I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, you know. So I'm not thinking I'm the guy, I've never smoked in my life, never taken illegal drugs in my life. I barely drink, I eat well, keep my weight under control. I exercise on a regular basis, play pickleball. I'm not the guy that gets cancer. And with that diagnosis just shook my world, as you can imagine it, as anybody that's gotten that cancer diagnosis, it shook my world. What I didn't realize was, all the things that come along with it, never being in the medical system that way, and then going into the medical system and just how foreign it was to me. And, I have to say, being a medical doctor, chiropractor for the last, I should say, chiropractor, not a medical doctor, but chiropractor for the last, 26 years, like it didn't prepare me for what I was about to expect inside that medical world. And when I finally started to get chemo treatment, just watching my weight decrease like rapidly, like I lost 30 pounds, and psychologically that was challenging to me, but just physically, just like I was talking to a therapist, and I'm like, I'm struggling because I can't even get out of bed, some mornings, like just mentally, physically. I was, on top of this cancer, I was incredibly anemic. I had GI issues. I wasn't able to eat the way I wanted to, and so therefore I was losing weight because I wasn't eating. So this is a whole brand new world for me. But it was just shocking to me how quickly, like I looked in the mirror and I didn't recognize myself. Like I look like a scrawny, like my skin was starting to sag. I
Mm.
like I look at it like an old man. Like I'm 55. I went from this fit looking people, somebody that people want to look like, to now I'm just looking like an old man. So it was a very humbling experience, and I know God put this experience in my life, so I have a different perspective now on what longevity means. Like now I'm 56, and coming out on the other side of this cancer diagnosis, very grateful, very humbled by this experience. It was shocking to me. So this is a very, now pertinent topic to my life. And I want to make sure that your clients, they hear it from you, they hear it from Jason, they hear it from the coaches, they may hear it from their children or their doctors. But when it impacts you on a whole different level, personally, you really start to recognize, like, we don't have the rest of our lives to be at our best. But the great news is there's so much that we can do. And that's really what I want to share, just some simple things, to build upon the things that you and Coach Jason and the rest of the coaches there at EFW have discussed and shared with your clientele, and to really educate and empower them to take advantage of the opportunity they have to work with your team and to do things on their own outside of the work that they do with you, so that they can maintain their longevity and their quality of life, because that's really what we want, for the short time that we're all here on God's earth.
I call it future proofing. And
Future proofing. I
I
love
think
that.
you've done that, I would say, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. So despite the fact that you did lose weight, and as you talked about being, feeling very anemic and loss of energy and struggling to stay, I know you worked out daily. Like I know you're that guy. But I feel like if you hadn't been doing all of those future proofing
Yeah,
things
yeah,
prior
correct.
to this, this cancer that came in and obliterated the last year and a half of your life, that where you would be today would be
Yeah.
vastly different had you not been doing those things beforehand, right?
100%. I can't even imagine. I'm not a big guy. Like, I probably weigh about, I've gained some weight back since I've been back home. Now I'm working out again. But I was down to, like, I was 148. I haven't weighed 148 since I was in high school. And to think about where I would have been had I not had muscle to spare, so to speak, been able to lose muscle and, lose that weight. Like, I can't even imagine. I'd be down like 120, like even before, when where I was as an adolescent. So I can't even imagine. And you've had family members, I've had family members, I've had clients, you've had clients that have gone through it. We've watched them deteriorate. We were just talking about your mother-in-law, like how different she looks today compared to the last time I saw her a year ago or so. So just from the weight loss she's had from cancer. So we're talking from experience, personal experience, both ourselves, myself, as well as our family members, our clients. So we understand the importance of this, and that's why it's so important we get this message out, and that we give you guys, your community, strategies that they can do today, starting today. Do not wait. There's not time to wait, because you don't know when that diagnosis is coming, when that life event's coming, a car accident, a fall that dramatically shifts the course of your life. And like I said, we want to help you future-proof your remaining years and make them the best years that you have left.
It's fairly frustrating for me because I do specialize in that 50 plus population. And while I have clients even on the younger end of that spectrum in their 30s, I would say the average age of people coming in are probably mid to late 60s, up to 89. I actually have a 90-year-old training with me now.
Nice,
She's a sweet
nice.
lady. But I get frustrated when the children of those people come in who
Yeah,
would
yep.
make them about my son's age. My eldest is going to be 40 in a month, in a few weeks. I have a 38-year-old who's pretty gym dedicated. And then my youngest son, 36. So I have one that moves and two that don't. And it's frustrating to me, it would be, if I had two kids that were leading me into a gym saying, I need my mom or my dad to do this because I see a change in them, and they're not doing
Yep.
the same thing, right?
Correct.
So I think
Correct.
our message is like, you got to start now, whether you're 20, 40, 60, 80, right? It's never too late.
Yeah, like I said, I never thought I'd be that guy. Never thought it would be me. And it just realized, it made me realize how much more disciplined I need to be, and how much more discipline my message to my clientele have to be as well, that I need to do a better job as well as an educator to help people understand, just like your frustration. I have the same frustration when people come and see me and they're 60 or 70 and they're like, oh yeah, I'm falling or my balance is off. I have my dear sister here who's like a mother to me. She's told me she's falling three, four, five times a week, so we finally got her to
Oh,
vestibular rehab, and it's only a matter of time before, she falls and has a major injury that dramatically changes her quality of life. So she's lucky she hasn't broken anything from all these falls. So, you know, this is now, motivated me, inspired me to be more disciplined about my message and be more direct about the message that, you don't have all the time in the world left. You don't have all the years in the world left. However, with the time we have left, that we can work to future-proof our life to the best of our ability through some simple, easy things that we're going to share with you. We're going to share with you just some simple strategies that you can do on a regular basis. It doesn't take all day, it doesn't take lots of time. There's things that you can do right at your home. In addition to things that you can do when you come to the gym, there's additional things that you can do to up a level, even to that next level to future-proof yourself. However, there's things we want you to be able to do at home so that your quality of life continues to improve, go up versus going down. Like my mother-in-law just was admitted to the emergency room last night or the night before. Her quality of life right now going down.
yeah.
They believe she had a stroke. So again, and again, another individual that hasn't done enough in her life. And again, Janice and I are the people, this is our life, and we're not getting through to our mother-in-law,
Yeah.
to her mother, to my mother-in-law. So this is very, very, important to us. And we want to share this information, and we really hope you guys come out, bring a friend, bring a neighbor, it'll be a
Bring your
great
kid.
community event. Bring your kid, bring your younger kids, because like I said, it's never too early to start, and it can impact you at, your kid's life at any time as well. So, we look
Yeah.
forward to seeing you. I'm sure there'll be snacks. We'll have some snacks. We'll have some good time, good communication. It's always a great time sharing with your community. And we look forward to our first event, our first live event, first live event since I was diagnosed back in, April of last year that I've been to your facility. So I'm very excited to get back. I'm very excited to see many familiar faces. I'm excited to see you. I haven't seen you since my cancer treatment. So I'm really looking forward to it. So May 30th, yes?
May 31st, it's Saturday,
31st, Saturday, May 31st.
10:30. We are going to have some snacks. We're
All
going to
right.
have
All right.
great social community. Lots of positivity. I know, we kind of hit a little bit of what might come out to some people as a little bit of doom and gloom. But there's really a bright side, right? So there's the
There is.
reality, there's a reality
Yep.
check, and then there's
Yep.
what you can
Yep.
do about it. And we're going to cover all of it. So
Absolutely. So we look forward to seeing you there.
I can't wait. Thank you. See you soon. Bye bye.